Hello everyone, Susan Vincentz here with another Zoom update. Christian Academy friends, as you might be aware, you have some emails from Rob, our IT director from this weekend, that explains that we have upgraded our Zoom access to the educational version, which is a version that will make things a little bit more manageable on our end to keep our students safe and secure from any hackers that may try to break into any of our meetings. So we have the ability to now to do what we call authenticate users. So in other words, when our students or you guys as teachers, anyone with a caschools.us account or a castudents.us account signs into Zoom, they will be authenticated, obviously as a user from Christian Academy School System, and they will be allowed to get into our Zoom meetings or your classes that you are conducting. And as you schedule your meetings, you will have the ability to schedule those, and it will not allow any outside users. And we'll show you how to let guest speakers and such in later. So for your information, if you're following the directions in Rob's email, there's two ways now that you can get to Zoom. You can still go to zoom.us, but we actually have a CA Schools version now. So if you look on my screen, you can see that I can get there by typing in caschools.zoom.us. So if you would like to bookmark this will be a quick shortcut for you. And notice on there, you have just quick buttons. You can join a meeting that's already in progress. This is where you can host a meeting, or you can sign in from here. You can also, if you're on a Google screen, and this is a great way to show your students how to get there because they're used to us talking about the Waffle Menu. So remember, the Waffle Menu is on the top right-hand corner with all the little dots. So click on the waffle, and as it loads, you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom. Now, a few of you are used to using this waffle to get down to some of your textbooks and things like that. Those of you who use Adobe, McGraw-Hill, and such as that. And here you have a Zoom icon. Now, for those of you who may or may not be aware of this, you can send your students through the waffle to get to Zoom that way. So in this case, it will have you sign in using your account, and then it will, again, authenticate you as a user at CA Schools. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the caschools.zoom.us, and if you have not yet signed into Zoom since this has all been set up, which has been just since Friday evening, you will want to go ahead and sign in. And again, it'll look just the same. Again, you're going to click on, if you're new to Zoom, you're going to click on either the Google button or a button called SSO, and you're going to sign in that way. Both of those are the same account. Your caschools.us or your castudents.us account is a Google account. So you can just sign in like you normally would, and then you're still going to get your personal profile over here. And then you have the ability to schedule meetings just like you have been. So I'm going to go in and schedule a new meeting. And as I click to schedule that meeting, I'm going to get my same things that I've been normally getting. I'm going to name my meeting, pick the date and time, pick the rest of these things. Okay, you're just going to want to just generate that. Do not do the personal meeting ID. Don't do any of that. And then you can still pick a lot of these things. You still have control over, the audio and the video. But the big thing you want to pay attention to is down here under meeting options. Okay? And notice that this is grayed out, and it says only authenticated users can join. Now, by default, which means automatically, you're going to get this option, allow users only from inside Christian Academy. Okay, and I'm going to drop this menu down. This is our preferred option. So if you're just having your normal classroom session, meeting with your students, or meeting with your team, meeting with your faculty or staff, or so on, you're going to click this one. Now, we also have the option down here to allow users from both inside and outside. Use caution in that. Now, This is not saying that you cannot bring in a guest speaker. That's approved, obviously, just like you would in your classroom. If you're having a face-to-face class, you're going to have a legitimate guest speaker who you trust and probably your administrator has approved. That's perfectly fine. Administration folks, if you need to conduct an interview as you're hiring new staff, or principals, you're interviewing new families, you're going to have to allow users from both inside and outside, because those users are going to be obviously outside our school system and not have a CA Schools or a CA Students account. And that's fine as long as you use caution, okay? But teachers, as you're conducting classes and meetings with your students, unless you're having some legitimate guest speaker, just keep it on the inside Christian Academy, okay? And then you still have the ability to add alternative hosts and all of that good stuff. So nothing else has really changed. You still have control over some of those other settings, but we just wanted to make sure that we are only letting authenticated users into our Zoom meetings so we can avoid those hackers that are out there. So now we can truthfully say that we are following the recommended FBI guidelines, COPA, FERPA, to the very best of our ability. This is a paid version that we have paid money for. Thank you to our administration and financial staff who have approved the ability to do this so that we can still teach digitally, use these awesome features that I love and being able to help you with, but also keep our students as safe as possible and alleviate those parent concerns. I know all of us as parents appreciate that also. If there's anything you need as you are using Zoom, whether you're an elementary, middle school, high school teacher, staff member, office staff, whatever, please do not hesitate to reach out, put in a help desk ticket, reach out to me, and I will be happy to assist. So, if you have meetings scheduled already, that's totally fine. You might want to go in and edit those settings just to make sure it's set up correctly, but you're going to want to log in with your CA Schools or CA Students account. That way we can add you to our user list and authenticate you and make sure you are a legitimate member of Christian Academy. Again, reach out to me if you need assistance, and thanks for all you do. Bye-bye.